Okay, so I'm not going to labor the analysis of this next section, and it's a bit of an anomaly as far as the saga is concerned, but it does show that Thadene attempts to find a new home. It is written in a totally different style to the previous sections, and it's the first time we hear Thadene referred to by her elven name, Tizaner. I think this is the most appropriate point for this segment of the story, because firstly, she's just lost her home, and she has battled and killed dragons and celestials. And as you will see, she encounters a new god here, who demands redemption from her for her actions. The dragon god of wrath, Sir Long. Given the events of the previous section, it makes sense to place this section here. However, rather confusingly, we find that the name reverts back to the earlier Thadene in the latter part. What's most important about the following sections are the presence of a new god, the return of Ai and her alliance with this new god, even in the face of Thadene's reluctance. It creates an even greater tension between our heroine and the gods, and lays the foundations for the entry of what will become the recurring villains, at least in the orthodox tellings of the saga. These recurring villains often referred to as the Blessed. So without further ado, I guess I'll get on with it. Tizaner alone seeks a new home amongst Nyx, pure of heart and long-lived. Nyx, kin of Ai, welcomed Tizaner with love, but she could not blend, her heart still burdened by lies that weighed her spirit. In search of solace, the woodland, her heart, for a new beginning sought, amongst the Nyx, pure, their light so serene. A world Tizaner craved, but darkness lingered, and so she sought peace. In solitude found solace, and the truth revealed. Her heart now at ease, with the burden of the past, a new chapter wrote. Sir Long, god of wrath, commands Tiz on a mission, penance to be done. A people fallen, turned from the righteousness and light, their fate now sealed tight. Tiz, reluctant heart, hears Ai's plea and heeds the call, to bring justice true. The journey, dark, long, weighs heavy on her spirit, but her light burns bright. And as the task ends, Tiz looks back with a heavy heart, regret her constant. The price of justice, a heavy burden to bear, Tiz seeks solace, true. In quiet solitude, Tiz finds her strength renewed. Her heart now at peace, the lessons hard learned, but the truth never fades. Tiz walks with wisdom, and so she moves on, to face the future anew, her light burning bright. In such solitude, Tiz yearns to unburden her heart, and seeks Ai's forgiveness, with tears in her eyes. Tiz laid her heart bare to Ai, hoping for solace. And in the light's embrace, Tiz spoke of her darkest deeds, and the lies she spun. Ai listened with love, her light a balm for Tiz's soul, and forgiveness found. But still Tiz's heart ached, her anger smoldered within, a darkness unnamed, her light once so bright, now flickered in the shadow's grasp. A heart in turmoil, and so she sought peace. In quiet contemplation and deep introspection, her heart a battlefield, of love and hurt, anger and light, in search of balance. And in the stillness, Tiz found a glimmer of hope, a way to move on. With Ai by her side, Tiz faced her darkness head on, and her light shone bright, for in the end, her love and her strength would guide her heart and banish the darkness, or so she thought. Thadene now called to save the fairy from dark, her heart a warrior, But as she ventured forth into the lands unknown, a creature with eyes burning bright confronted her alone. Its gaze a violent flame that burned deep into her soul, whispering words that spoke to her of darkness that takes hold, and in her heart a fear that stirred a nameless dread, for in that creature's words she heard the darkness speak instead. Its voice so beguiling, a siren song that called to her of power that lay within, of darkness that could confer. And so Thadene, tempted by the creature's seductive words, fought a battle within her heart that threatened to consume her whole. Her light, now flickering, struggled against the darkness deep, for in her heart a conflict raged, a battle she could not keep. And as the creature vanished into the shadows deep, Thadene was left alone, her heart now darkened, steeped, for in her heart a truth had stirred that would not sleep, the darkness that took hold, a burden she could not keep. And so Thadene faced a journey that lay ahead, to conquer the darkness within her and banish it once and for all. Thadene, a warrior true, fought the creature with eyes of violet hue. Their battle fierce, their power great, as they clashed with a deafening weight. Their swords a blur in the darkest deep, their shields a clash that shook the keep. Their voices raised in a battle cry, their souls ablaze with a fiery light. And as they fought, a truth emerged, a kinship born from the darkness purged. For in each other they saw a reflection of darkness that plagued their heart's direction. And so they fought with equal might, neither one conceding the fight. Their souls now bound in battle's dance, a truth revealed in their fighting stance. But as the battle wore on, their power spent, their spirit gone, they lay immobile side by side, their hearts now open and their souls untied. For in the darkness they found a light, a truth revealed in the heart of the fight, that even the deepest dark a light can shine and leave its mark. And so they lay in peaceful rest, their souls now cleansed from the darkness' test, their hearts now light and their spirits free, a new beginning for Thadene and the creature with eyes of violet hue. Thadene, heart still raw, kissed the creature with eyes of violet awe, and in that moment felt a spark that stirred her heart and left its mark. But as the fire lit within, Thadene felt a change begin, for in her heart a fear took hold, and the creature retreated bold. Its eyes now filled with a sadness deep, its heart now wounded from the battle's sweep, and as it vanished into the night, Thadene knew she lost the fight, for in her heart a truth had stirred that she could not refute, a fear that left her in its grasp, a change that she could not outlast. And so Thadene faced a darkness that lay ahead, a journey that she could not evade, a truth that she could not degrade. For in her heart a fire still burned, a light that she must discern, and in the darkness she must find the courage to leave the fear behind. So like I say, we have two segments here which appear to be directly related, but which are clearly written by two authors from two different languages and cultures and are presented in different styles. In the first half, we see Tease, or Thadene, being forced to enact holy vengeance upon an erred people, and when she refuses, I pleads for her to do it in her name. Tease relents and does it before going on to the realm of the fairy to find the darkness again. It is here that she meets not the darkness, but a creature with eyes of violet hue, who turns out to be her match and equal. They battle and battle until both are exhausted, both sensing the darkness within one another, and in their exhaustion find comfort in one another's embrace. This is the first creature we see Thadene creating a bond with since her first adventure with I, and since the destruction of her home. But we also see that this is a creature which Thadene senses darkness in too. But it's a little different because she sees it as a reflection of her own darkness and senses a power and comfort in the darkness for the first time. She begins to long for the creature with violet eyes, and we see the seeds fully sown for what comes later. Of course, as you'll all likely know, this creature is generally depicted as Nometh, first of the blessed. He and his siblings, Anrefn and Tridid, are recurring villains for much of the orthodox tellings of the saga, though in the original fragments, which we're reading here, they only really get a few notable mentions. Tridid barely even gets a full line. But we'll come on to the blessed more as the story unfolds.